U.S. cities are shrinking. Is that news? Well, technically it's not true, but it kind of is. Over the last 2 decades, more and more Americans are fleeing cities for the suburbs or for rural areas. It seems that a large portion of Americans moving to our largest cities are immigrants and younger millennial types who haven't settled down yet and who are undeterred by the financial struggles that come with high rents and overpriced lifestyles. But a big portion of Americans, those who are middle class and who are starting families, are over the big city life. Because now, it seems U.S. cities just aren't family friendly anymore. If you want an affordable house, car, and a decent sized yard, you gotta head for the hills. Cities are losing their charm, it seems. Gentrification has ruined once charming neighborhoods. Crime has made it impossible to let your guard down anymore. Traffic sucks worse than ever. So ironically, all the big city construction is driving people away in droves. So where are the best places to head if you're starting a family in America? Well, we've crunched the numbers and we have the answers. So tell the kids to shut up for about 13 and a half minutes as we have a very serious conversation about the best places to raise a family in America. Everybody asks me, Nick, what do you think? Where should we go? Over and over, everybody's leaving all the cities. Let's pack the van and get out of this town. It's a family tradition. Now, because this is a family-friendly video, number one, we won't cuss. And number two, it makes sense that we get around safely in our minivan today. Fun. But no baby on board stickers on the damn thing. That was so 1987. Okay, so let's take this beast out for a spin and try to look cool as we very safely pull into our first best city to raise a family in America, Cary, North Carolina. Hey, I know Cary. That's like right next door to where I live. It's very family friendly. This Raleigh suburb gets an A in every category we measured. Things like great schools, low crime, and housing all make it good for families. Cary has all the amenities of a larger city, but a much smaller population, at 150,000, but growing fast. There's a ton of parks here, and Cary ranks 8th in the US for number of households with kids too. Ask people from the Northeast how great Cary is. It's been named the containment area for relocated Yankees, for a reason. Now for a comparison, the least family-friendly place in our nation, Detroit, doesn't even compare. Detroit's the second worst in the nation for crime, trailing St. Louis. Detroit has the highest unemployment rate in the nation. It's the poorest city in our nation, has the nation's second highest divorce rate, and when it comes to childcare, check this out. When you measure the number of kids per daycare facilities, Detroit is way down here. That means there's hardly any daycares for kids. But Detroit's affordable, and there's plenty of space in the yard for the kids to play, so at least there's that. Anyways, if you're looking for a great place to raise your family, Cary is the bee's knees. Let's hop in the cool dadmobile and head off to our next most family-friendly city in the USA, Colorado Springs. Here in Colorado Springs, the family amenity score is the 17th best in the nation. The percentage of households with kids is 56%, crime's about average, and home prices are very affordable at only $233,000. The number of parks and playgrounds is in the top 10% in the nation too. And since Colorado is such a dog-friendly state, you can bet there's lots of dog parks here too. Right, Mappy?
Hey, speaking of dogs, can you watch my new puppy today? I have some business I'm trying to take care of.
I don't think so, Mappy. I gotta go through all these cities for this video and we're barely on number 9, so if you could... Are you kidding me? I have to watch this puppy. Whatever. Mappy owes me. Is this thing even fetch yet? Nope. Hey, don't do that right there. Alright, so apparently we're dog sitting for the rest of this episode, so we'll do our best to keep the video moving along. Nasty. Our next stop brings us to Boise, Idaho, our 8th best place to raise a family in America. Sorry, Idaho. Boise's up there in all sorts of categories we measured. The school districts are great, there's a lot of outdoor activities, it's relatively safe, and of course, as you can imagine, commute times are really short in this teeny nook of the northwestern United States. That means lots more time to rush home and help the kids with their homework. What's quickly changing though is the affordability here. That's because, in case you haven't heard, Idaho's becoming a very popular place for people to move to, especially people from California. Idaho newbies are driving up housing costs, which is upsetting the locals. In fact, if you have an out-of-state plate when you move here, people might not be very nice to you. Of course, Idaho still has a while to go before it catches up with the rest of the nation in terms of overall unaffordability. This map shows that Idaho is still the third cheapest place to live in the U.S.
Time for today's news break. I'm Skip Fritzman. In Los Angeles, California, housing is so expensive that people are resorting to pay $800 a month to live in teeny little pods with a bed and a shared bedroom. The lack of affordable housing is one reason there are no options for people to live downtown. And they wonder why people are fleeing California for places like Idaho. You certainly can't raise a family in one of these. That's our news break. I'm Skip Fritzman.
I am what I am what I am what I am what I am. A family man.
A family man.
Let's take the minivan south now to our next best city to raise a family, Gilbert, Arizona. Gilbert ranks 4th in the nation for number of households with children, so you'll be in good company if you moved here. There's plenty of high-paying jobs in the area, and Gilbert also has the second lowest violent crime rate in the U.S. too. In fact, the only knock on Gilbert is its low ranking of number of playgrounds per capita. That's okay, the kids can just roam the streets. That's fun, right? Would you be quiet? I need a muzzle for this damn thing. Finally, to top it off, the northern Phoenix metro area ranks 5th in the USA for least number of divorces per household. So, sounds like everything is peachy keen in this corner of the country. Whoa, oh man, damn dog. Now, people in Montana aren't going to like this very much, but we have to do it. Billings sure is a great place to raise kids, especially little cowboys and cowgirls. Billings ranks 17th and 18th respectively in the nation when you measure education and childcare, as well as affordability. Of course, housing is crazy affordable here, where you can buy a big old house for about $200,000. Like Boise before it, it's wide open with things to do. But it's not just kicking rocks. There's a zoo and a museum and a water park and... Okay, the kids might get a little bored. But all kids do is stare at their phones all day anyways, so they'll be fine. Plus, you want to teach your kids manners? Montana's a perfect place. Billings is sort of like the teenager about to enter his early 20s. If you want to move there, get in now while the getting's good. Let's call somebody in Billings and ask them why it's such a family-friendly place. Hey, my name's Nick, and I'm doing a YouTube video on the family-friendly cities of America, and Billings is on the list. I was wondering why Billings is so family-friendly.
Oh, dude, sorry, we're so busy right now. I have no time for that.
Are there families in there having dinner?
Yeah, all the time.
Do they look friendly?
Yes, sir.
Why is Billings so family-friendly?
Just nice people, I guess.
They're just nice people, so is it a great place to raise kids?
Oh, yeah.
What makes it such a great place to raise kids?
I don't know. Give me 1 second.
That was interesting. Okay, put on your coat and boots for a minute, because we're heading to Burlington, Vermont, our 5th best place to raise a family. Did we bring snow tires? Hey kids, look outside. Snow. You see it? They never answer me anymore. Kids! Check out the accolades on Vermont. #1 overall for kid-friendly cities. Vermont's the safest state in the nation. Vermont's the healthiest state in the nation. #1 place for families that love outdoor sports. #6 best family-friendly place in the nation. Okay, we're saying it's #5. The list goes on and on for Burlington. Burlington also ranks 1st in the nation for education and childcare and is 7th for socioeconomics. Now, Burlington ranks really low on the whole fun factor, but you can't have everything, can you? Make your own fun, people.
I have a big happy family.
I know you do, Mrs. Mappy. You and Mappy have 4 beautiful kids and a happy Mappy life.
And Juan, too.
Juan's not part of your family.
He's a family friend.
That doesn't count. Okay, so what's going on with you two? I'm going to ask you straight up. Juan, is that baby yours?
No say.
No say? No say what? I say it is. Hey, where'd you guys go? Help me pick up this dog crap. Man, the hell. All right, so we're going to throw the dog in the minivan and head to our next best place to raise kids in America, Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska? Yes, Nebraska. Here in Lincoln, nothing really stands out as being enormously amazing. It's just broadly really good across the board in every category. It excels most in affordability. It's actually the 10th most affordable city in the nation, and it has the lowest unemployment rate too. So when dad gets canned for accidentally sending the entire company an email meant for his brother-in-law, he'll be able to start a new career straight away. Other factors: short commute times, a low high school dropout rate, and really low childcare costs. Beep beep, looking cool as we schlep the kids into Frisco, Texas. Of course Frisco's on here. We've talked about how awesome Frisco and the surrounding North Dallas suburbs are several times on this channel in the past. I'll be brief, but Frisco ranks in the top 10 in 3 different categories, including safety, health, and affordability. Just about everybody here owns a home, and there's parks and all sorts of sports leagues here in which to wear the kids out. Not that it's super cheap here, but people make a lot of money, so don't move here unless you make a lot of money. But if you make a lot of money, it's pretty much the best place you can live in the country in terms of raising a family. Hey, you little shit! We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Who is our runner-up for the most family-friendly cities in America? Ann Arbor is. There are a whopping 159 parks in Ann Arbor, which is tops on our list. The schools here have a really low teacher-to-student ratio. People are educated, it's safe, affordable, and there's a bunch of fun things to do to keep kids entertained. And there's a great university here, so the kids don't have to go far to get their learn on. And they can live at home while they're in college, too. Yay! Maybe. We're really tired of driving this damn minivan around, but we're in luck. We've reached our final destination. The best place to raise a family in America is Overland Park, Kansas, a Kansas City suburb. Overland Park is the most affordable place you can live in the country, at least for now. The schools are like off the charts good, and families here all thrive. Divorce rates are super low, and everyone has a good job if they want one. There's a lot to do downtown. There's farmers markets, concerts, and events, and parks all over the place. Yes, there's a real sense of community here in Overland Park. Alrighty, so here they are, our most family-friendly cities in America. These are the places outside of major metro areas where you can safely, affordably, and enjoyably start a family and live well. Of course, you could raise your kid in a really big city. Some people choose to do so and thrive. But the reality of the situation is, less and less Americans are raising families in the big cities these days, especially in these places. Hey Mappy, you're back. Thank God. This little has been driving me nuts. Can you take him off my hands?
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you watching him.
So, Mappy, does your dog have a name yet? 'Cause
I still haven't decided yet. What do you think?
Well, Mappy, we had a lot of people who wrote in with new names for the dog, and there were a lot of good suggestions. I think of all the names that people suggested, the most fitting name for this mutt is Yappy. Yep, Yappy the dog, that's his name. But I think his new nickname is going to be Crappy. So we talked about the best places to raise a family, but the reality is there's a bunch of kids who don't have a family at all. Think about adopting a child. There's some really cool kids out there who need a home, and there's not enough people to take them home and love them. Why do my kids always stare at their phones? Let's pack the van and get out of this town. It's a family tradition. Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.